discuss about the introduction, classification of alcohols, nomenclature, and method of preparation of alcohols. We have a various method for the synthesis of alcohols, but out of them we will here discuss only three. So the first method is reduction of carbonyl compound. We can reduce the carbonyl compound with three reactions. The first one is catalytic hydrogenation. In the catalytic hydrogenation, we will use the catalyst nickel and hydrogen gas. In the second reaction, reduction with complex metal hydride, we will use complex metal hydride like lithium aluminum hydride and sodium borohydride. Third is Marvin-Pondorf-Verlet reduction. This is also called as MPV reduction. In this reduction, we can only synthesize secondary alcohols. We cannot synthesize primary alcohol. Each method has some limitation. So that is why we have various ways to synthesize the alcohol. Second method is reduction of carboxylic acid. We can reduce the carboxylic acid with lithium aluminum hydride and diborane. Third is reduction of esters. We can reduce esters by again three reactions. Bouwlant-Blanc reduction, where we will use sodium and ethanol. Catalytic hydrogenation, here we will use copper chromite for reduction of ester into alcohol, and lithium aluminum hydride. Now introduction. We have mainly three kind of alcohol: monohydric alcohol, dihydric alcohol, trihydric alcohol. In the monohydric alcohol, we have three compounds here. First is methanol. Methanol is the first member of this alcohol, which is poisonous in nature. If some amount goes inside the body, then it can lead to death or blindness in human beings. Second is ethanol, which is a drinkable alcohol. Third is isopropanol, which is normally used in sanitization. And nowadays we are using hand sanitizers, which normally has this isopropanol. Second is dihydric alcohol. Compound which has two hydroxyl group are called as dihydric alcohols, and the compound which has one hydroxyl group are called as monohydric alcohols. Dihydric alcohols, the famous example is glycol, where two hydroxyl group are attached adjacent to each other. If the compound has three hydroxyl group, then it is called as trihydric alcohol. It is also called as glycol or glycerine, which is used in household for moisturizing agent, and also used in sanitizers as a moisturizing agent, because if we use pure alcohol, then it will create dryness on the skin. So to prevent the dryness, we make sanitizer in combination with glycerol. And next is benzyl alcohol. When side chain has hydroxyl group, then it comes under the category of alcohol. But if hydroxyl group is directly attached with the benzene ring, then it is a different category and it is called as phenol. If more than three hydroxyl group are there in any compound, then that will be called as polyhydric alcohols. Next, classification. We can classify these alcohols in three categories. Primary alcohol. Primary alcohol are the compounds in which hydroxyl group is attached with the carbon atom which bears only one alkyl chain. Then it is called as primary alcohol. And if the carbon atom which has hydroxyl group bears two alkyl chain, then it is called as secondary alcohol. And if the carbon which has hydroxyl group bears three alkyl chain, then it is called as tertiary alcohol. One important thing, if one carbon atom has two hydroxyl group, then it creates repulsion, and due to repulsion they can't remains on that carbon atom, and they finally leave as a water molecule, and we get here aldehyde. So we got aldehyde if we have two hydroxyl group on same carbon atom. After that we have nomenclature. In the nomenclature, in the common system, we have to name the alkyl chain. After that, we have to add alcohol, like methyl alcohol. It has one carbon atom, so it is methyl alcohol. If it has two carbon atom, then it is ethyl alcohol. If it has three carbon atom, then isopropyl, because it is branched, so that is why it is isopropyl alcohol. So if we have four carbon atom and branched carbon atom, so this is tertiary butyl alcohol. So simply we need a name of alkyl group, and then we need to add alcohol. In the IUPAC system, we need to remember three nomenclature rule. First is, we should select parent chain with hydroxyl group and replace its E of chain, like methane. We have to replace E, last E, and replace this E with ol. Second, hydroxyl group should have lowest number in numbering the compound. Third, name the side chain or substituent along with their position always in alphabetical order. So for the nomenclature, we have some examples. Like first example, we have to name it from alcohol side. 1, 2. Now it is ethane. So first rule is we have to replace E with ol. Ethane, ethanol. So the name is ethanol. In the second compound, we have to name it, we have to number it first, second and third. So this is propane. So this is propane, and we have to remember the position also. Propane, and ol is on second position, propane to ol. One thing is important in IUPAC system, between number and alphabet, you have to be careful. You should put hyphen between digit and word. Next example is 2-methyl propane 1-ol, where we have to number, and alcohol should got lowest number 1, 2 and 3. Here we have branching, or you can say here we have substituent methyl. So methyl will come first, 2 methyl, and the chain is propane, propane 1 ol. If we have alkene, then we can name it 1, 2, 3 propene. Prop, alkene on second position, prop 2 in 1 ol. Now method of synthesis. The first method is reduction of carbonyl compound. We can reduce carbonyl compound by catalytic hydrogenation, reduction with complex metal hydride, and MPV reduction. So the first is reduction, catalytic hydrogenation, or you can say catalytic reduction. In the catalytic reduction, we use catalyst nickel in presence of hydrogen gas, and this nickel reduce the carbonyl. Carbonyl is aldehyde and ketones. Reduce this carbonyl into alcohol. As I earlier told you, every method has some limitation. So this catalytic hydrogenation also has limitation that it reduce other functional group also, like double bond and triple bond simultaneously with carbonyl group. We have example to understand, like this is a carbonyl compound in which carbonyl is in conjugation with double bond. So we can say it has two functional group, carbonyl and alkene. So in presence of nickel, if we will do this hydrogenation, then it will reduce both alkene as well as carbonyl group. So we can say in catalytic hydrogenation there is no selectivity. There is no selectivity for functional group. There is no selectivity of the catalyst for carbonyl group. It will reduce other functional group also. So this is a limitation. If we want to reduce only carbonyl, so we can't do with the help of catalytic hydrogenation. Second is reduction with complex metal hydride. Actually, metal hydrides are of two types. Simple hydride, where hydride is directly attached with metal simply. But in the complex hydride, hydride is attached with one metal and which is further attached with a second metal. So this is a complex hydride. One interesting thing is, and complex hydride are lithium aluminum hydride and sodium borohydride. One interesting thing is, both are hydrides, but simple hydride always work like as a base, but the complex hydride always work like as a nucleophile. So this is the interesting observation. Both are hydrides, but one work like as a base and the complex work like as a nucleophile. Now we can reduce carbonyl with the help of complex metal hydride, lithium aluminum hydride and sodium borohydride. Whenever we do the reaction with lithium aluminum hydride or sodium borohydride, we have to do the hydrolysis step also, right? So we can convert this carbonyl into alcohol with the help of lithium aluminum hydride and sodium borohydride, followed by hydrolysis step. Actually, lithium aluminum hydride is a strong reagent. It is strong and reactive, which can react with water also. So we have to choose specific solvent for these reagents. So the solvent used for these reagents are aprotic solvent like ethers, diethyl ether we can use, THF, tetrahydrofuran, we can use. But sodium borohydride is a mild reagent, less reactive than lithium aluminum hydride. This reagent can be used in polar protic solvent. Polar protic solvents are those which has hydrogen attached with electronegative atom like water and alcohols. So we will discuss the mechanism. As you know, sodium borohydride is a ionic compound which is in equilibrium with sodium ion and borohydride anion. So this hydride will attack on the carbonyl carbon, and it will give us this complex where oxygen attached with the boron and hydride will attack on the carbonyl carbon. Similarly, this hydride can attack on another carbonyl because it has 4 hydride, so 4 carbonyl get attached with the boron and we got this compound complex. And the last step is hydrolysis. By doing hydrolysis we can convert these boron complex into alcohol. So we can say if it has 4 hydrogen, then it can attack on the 4 carbonyl compounds. So we can say 1 mole of sodium borohydride or lithium aluminum hydride reduces 4 mole of aldehyde or ketones, which is a very important thing. Next, we have 2 interesting observations that if we take these carbonyls in which we have double bond also, but double bond is not in conjugation with carbonyl which is isolated, then lithium aluminum hydride or sodium borohydride will reduce only carbonyl group. But if the double bond is in conjugation with carbonyl which is not isolated but in conjugation with carbonyl, then it will behave different way. Lithium aluminum hydride will reduce both double bond as well as carbonyl group. As I earlier told you, lithium aluminum hydride is reactive, so it is less selective. It will reduce everything, so it will reduce double bond as well as carbonyl group. But sodium borohydride is less reactive and high selective. It will reduce only the carbonyl group. It will not attack on the double bond. So we can say sodium borohydride is less reactive and more selective. If we want to reduce only carbonyl, then we will use the sodium borohydride, not lithium aluminum hydride in this case of conjugated system. Next is Marvin-Pondorf-Verlet reduction. In this reduction we can only synthesize secondary alcohols. We can't synthesize primary alcohols. Here we can reduce this carbonyl into alcohol, and we always use isopropanol as a solvent in presence of aluminium isopropoxide. And aluminium isopropoxide will reduce this compound and convert this isopropanol into acetone. And you know this reaction is in equilibrium, so to do the reaction in forward direction we have to remove this acetone, and acetone can be removed with the help of distillation. If we will do simultaneously distillation with the reaction, we can do the forward movement of this reaction. So MPV reduction is used for conversion of ketone into secondary alcohols. Now we have mechanism. In the mechanism you can see the carbonyl oxygen will attack on the aluminium. Aluminium will rearrange its electron and finally attack from hydride on the carbonyl carbon. So it will give us the complex where hydride get attached with the carbon and oxygen attached with the aluminium, and we got acetone. So this acetone, which is obtained from this aluminium complex, get distilled out. We can do this distillation to make the reaction in forward direction. So in presence of isopropanol, we get our alcohol, and it generate again this aluminium complex. So we get our secondary alcohol. So limitation of this method is we can't synthesize primary and tertiary alcohols. Second method is reduction of carboxylic acid. We can reduce carboxylic acid with lithium aluminum hydride. Lithium aluminum hydride, as I earlier told you, work in two steps. First step is the reaction with lithium aluminum hydride, and always we have to do the hydrolysis step also. Whenever we will use lithium aluminum hydride, we have to do the hydrolysis step also. So it can convert this carboxylic acid into alcohol. The mechanism: the hydride will attack on the carbonyl carbon of this acid, and this will give us this complex, and this complex will remove this OH, and we got our aldehyde. And you know the hydrogen we got from lithium aluminum hydride. Again this hydride will attack, and we got ultimately our alcohol. And in alcohol, the hydrogens are from hydride, lithium aluminum hydride. Second is reduction with diborane. We can reduce the carboxylic acid with diborane. As you know, borane has 3 hydrogen, so we can reduce 3 mole of carboxylic acid with 1 mole of borane. So we can get our alcohol, and we have to do the hydrolysis step also. Reduction of esters. We can reduce ester functional group with the help of 3 reactions: Bouwlant blank reduction, catalytic hydrogenation, and lithium aluminum hydride reduction. So first is Bouwlant blank reduction, in which we use sodium and ethanol. Sodium will work like as a electron donor, and ethanol will work like as a proton donor. So after this, it convert ester into alcohol. In the mechanism, sodium has 1 electron in the outermost shell, so it will attack on the carbon of this ester. And I have presented this arrow in a single headed manner. For 1 electron, we use single headed arrow. For 2 electron, we use double headed arrow. So once it will attack, it will give us compound 1. And in the compound 1, carbon has free radical and oxygen has a negative charge. Now this compound 1 is in resonance with compound 2, where carbon has a negative charge and oxygen has a free radical. Compound 2 will attack on the ethanol, where it will abstract the proton from ethanol and convert it into compound 3. And this compound 3 has free radical. This will abstract electron from sodium, take electron from sodium and convert it into compound 4, which has a negative charge on oxygen. Now the negative charge oxygen will remove OR prime. Next it will provide us aldehyde, compound number 5. After that, again the same process will takes place. Sodium electron will attack on the carbonyl carbon of aldehyde, and we got the compound which in which carbon has negative charge, compound number 6, and oxygen has free radical. Again, this carbon negative will attack on the ethanol to abstract the proton, and we got compound number 7, where oxygen has free radical. The free radical oxygen will abstract electron from sodium and get negative charge, compound number 8, and this compound 8 will abstract proton from ethanol and finally give us alcohol. So in this way we can reduce ester. Next, catalytic hydrogenation. We can reduce esters into alcohols by copper chromite reaction. We can reduce this ester with the help of this catalyst and convert ester into alcohols. Next, lithium aluminum hydride reduction. Lithium aluminum hydride will reduce ester into alcohols. This reaction will take place in two steps. As I earlier told you, whenever we will use the lithium aluminum hydride, we have to do the second step, that is hydrolysis. So by doing hydrolysis, we can convert by reaction with lithium aluminum hydride followed by hydrolysis, we can convert ester into alcohols.